I was married for 60 years, and for most of that time I believed silence was a form of kindness. People think marriages end with shouting, with slammed doors, with betrayal. Most don't. Most end quietly. Two people sitting in the same room, learning how to be alone together. From the outside, everything still looks fine. You pay the bills, you show up to family events, you say good morning and good night, and everyone tells you how lucky you are. We were good people, kind people. We didn't fight, we didn't scream, we didn't say cruel things. And I believed that meant we were safe. Nothing felt wrong enough to fix. So I waited. That's how silence wins. It doesn't hurt loudly. It convinces you to wait. There was a night I still remember clearly, not because anything dramatic happened, but because nothing did. She was sitting across from me at the kitchen table. The house was quiet, the kind of quiet that only comes late at night. She looked tired, not angry, just tired. And she asked me a question I wasn't prepared for. She said, "Do you ever feel lonely, even when I'm right here?" I felt something tighten in my chest, because I knew what she was really asking. I could have told the truth. I could have said I felt it too, that something between us had gone quiet, that I missed us. Instead, I smiled. I said, "You're just overthinking." And that was the night the marriage didn't end. It just stopped growing. After that night, she stopped asking, not because she didn't care, but because she learned it was safer not to. Days passed, then years. We talked about groceries, schedules, weather. Mornings became routine. Evenings became quiet. We shared space, but stopped sharing ourselves. And I told myself this was normal, that this is what long marriages become. The truth is, I was afraid of starting something I couldn't fix, afraid of making things worse, afraid of hearing an answer I wasn't ready for. So I stayed quiet, and silence slowly became the way we lived. And once that happens, it changes what feels safe to say. And I didn't understand that then. I thought silence was neutral, that it didn't take sides, that it didn't do anything at all. But silence isn't empty. It teaches you what not to touch, what not to ask, what not to risk. And slowly, it teaches the other person how to stop reaching for you. There was one sentence I should have said that night, just one. I felt it in my chest. I knew it was there. I just didn't trust myself to let it out. This is the sentence. "I don't know how to say this without hurting you, but I'm scared we're drifting apart, and I don't want to lose you." That sentence wouldn't have fixed everything. It wouldn't have solved years of distance. It wouldn't have made the conversation easy. But it would have told the truth before silence finished its work. I understand now why I didn't say it. I was afraid of changing the shape of our lives, afraid of opening something I didn't know how to close, afraid that once the words were out, there would be no way back to the comfort of pretending. So I stayed quiet, and silence did what it always does. It kept the peace, and it took the connection. We didn't fight. We didn't explode. We didn't walk away. We just learned how to live beside each other instead of with each other. By the time I understood what silence had cost us, the sentence no longer worked, not because it was wrong, but because it was late. We didn't hate each other. We just faded. If something in your chest feels tight right now, this isn't a warning. It's recognition. Because the moment you feel the urge to stay quiet, that's usually the moment something important is asking to be said. So I'll leave you with this. What is the one sentence you're afraid to say? Sit with it before silence decides you never will.